I'm using Garnier Nutrisse cream number 4. Okay, because that gives me a natural look. I'm hoping that it won't look too odd with the blue black. Ugh, I really wish I hadn't done that blue black. Let's take my pop socket off and prop you there. Yeah, I really wish I hadn't done that blue black. But not much I can do about it. I'm not going through the whole removing it process because, quite frankly, I don't want to ruin my dreads. I dropped it. I've bought some gloves because the gloves that you get in here are fucking shite. So I bought gloves in Sainsbury's last time I went shopping, and hopefully they'll last a bit better. So I'll be back in a bit. I cannot get into my bag of gloves, you guys. They are sandproof. There we go. They don't look like they're going to be fucking any good at all. They look about... I wonder if my nails will go through. Right. So, you have your developer doohickey stuff. This is your developer cream. You seize the lid off. And it's amazing because it doesn't smell shit. I love this stuff. And then you have your dye itself. You've got the little grey doohickey there. So, you take the grey doohickey off, and then you put the lid back on, and it will puncture there. This is sealed basically to stop it, stop people thieving it and it leaking all over the inside. And you do it all the way down. It gets stiff as you do it. There you go. And then there's like, you feel it as it actually punctures, and then you remove the lid again, like a saw. And that's the cream, you can see in there. And then you just squeeze the cream into here. Yeah, this is your dye, okay? So I'm gonna squeeze all that out. It's really hard to squeeze things when you've got a jiggered thumb. Shame it's not nice today. Past few days it's actually been like reasonably warm. Today it's cold, it's grey, it's fucking miserable. Okay, so once you've squeezed all of your cream and all of your dye into your developer cream, you then put the lid back on and give it a shake. Shake it, shake it, shake it up. Imagine it's cocktail. I don't know where my cat is. She went out at like 5 o'clock. Move back. She wakes me up. Give it a good shake. You want this stuff shaked right up. You want it blended well, because then it will do a better job on your hair. Jiggle the boobs. Okay. And as you can see, it's already starting to change colour in the bottle. Then you snap this bit off. Put your gloves on before you do that. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out which way around these gloves go. They're one size, which also advise, well, you might want to take jewellery off. Which is probably, that means they're going to be too fucking small for me. Put your fingers in the correct hole, that always helps. Ooh. Yeah, see, the things are here. The joint of my finger is there. And my nails are not that long, you know, the top of my finger is there. So it's literally like 0.5 centimetre versus well over an inch. So yes, these are not comfortable. So, and these are supposed to be one size. Disposable vinyl gloves. Which means my hands are going to feel like fucking crap. They go on easily enough. But I feel like my hands are like that. So now you snap the top off. Yeah. Like so. Oh, and anybody who's going to watch this going, you can dye, box dye on your dreads. Yeah, well, never mind, eh? So, as you can see, I am white on top. Okay, so literally, all I do, I don't use like applicator brushes, these things. I don't bother with these, okay? Because you don't need it. You got hands, that's what you need. You can either put it directly on your hand, or you can put it directly on your head, okay? And give it a good squeeze. Get a nice layer going, like so. And then rub. Rub it to get it in, okay? Because I am literally dyeing the roots. I'm not dyeing all of it. And yes, I've still got my synths in. I've still got, you know, all of my jewellery and that. I don't bother to take it all out. I really don't. A word of advice, put a bit of paper down to put your bottle on, because in a while this is going to get covered in hair dye. Okay, so I've done the first bit. Now, the trick is for dyeing dreadlocks is that you just basically, you go in between your locks and dye all the rooty bits. Okay, rub it in, get it in good. You can go down the length once you're sure you have got, there's my cat, all the rooty bits done. Let me just let her in, because she tends to keep meowing because she can hear me. Come on then. Come on then. Yeah, I'm not saying have the door open. Come on. Yeah. Oh, I should have just screamed the whole fucking time. Okay, so you should be able to see already where it's going darker. And I just move chunks of it about, and I dot it all around, squeezing gently as I go. Okay, use a good amount, you know, use a nice healthy amount. I concentrate more on the sides and the top than I do on the back, because, you know, my hair is so thick that you can't really see the scalp. I do that bit last, all right? But there you go, look, see, it's already starting to darken. It'll be a nice natural sort of this kind of colour when it's done. But my last dye job, I used one of those blue-black cosmic dye things, and I shouldn't have done really, because it wrecked the look of it. And yes, one bottle will do my entire head, okay? Not obviously the length, but it will do all of my roots. You shouldn't really need more than that. One bottle will do dreads 4 or 5 inches long quite happily. And if you want to do the actual length of your dread, it's the same process. You just put some on your hand, rub it, and then coat it down at the actual dread itself. It's very, very easy. Okay. And then what you do, you can see like bits there, you know. This is why using a mirror is a good idea. Or, you know, if you're like me, your phone screen. But do use it and do check, because especially if, like me, you are white, because it will not show otherwise afterwards. Now I'm going to move to the back, and what I do is basically the same process. I just divide it and work on it as I go. Dot it in and then just rub. The reason I don't go down the shaft of my dreads is because I like the colours. The majority of my dreads are extensions. They're human hair, but they are extensions. My own hair is, I don't know, there's a short one floating around here somewhere. My own hair is only about 5 inches long, and you can quite often see the colours of my own hair, because I'm actually naturally grey now. And you can see the colours. Down the shaft of my own lock. I would actually like to slowly turn this back to grey, so that I don't have to keep dyeing it, but there you go. Right, now I have what feels like coated my entire scalp. So what I will do now is I will squeeze into my hand a really nice, generous amount. It should look like, let's see, like Coffee Angel Delight. Oh, no, Butterscotch Angel Delight. Remember that stuff? That's like a mousse in a packet if you didn't have Angel Delight in your country. And then I just massage it in. You know, it will do the length on some of it. But also, the other place you want to make sure you've done is here at the front, because this is the bit that everybody sees. So do a nice amount, rub it on your gloves like so, and then just make sure you get all those little, you know. Also, if you're a messy dyer like myself, you might want to apply some Vaseline around your face and on your ears and that before you start. I'm like, yeah, whatever, I don't care about that, and I really don't. You know, it'll wash off. Now, the reason I use this dye is because it's not a harsh one. It tingles me a little bit when it goes on, but then I have scalp psoriasis. I actually find this quite a nice conditioning dye. So, you know, if you have any scalp issues or a sensitive scalp, this is quite a nice one to use. Okay, so once that is all done, you know, give it a good massage. Make your hair feel great. Oh. Also gives you the opportunity to have a bloody good scratch. And then what you're going to do is you're going to grab your shower cap or a plastic bag or something, because you're going to put this in a shower cap. I'll just go grab mine. Now, I could just plonk this over my head and just worry about, you know, the hair that I've dyed and leave that lot down the back. I could do that, but I actually like to wrap the whole thing up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fling it over, and I'm going to do a kind of loose bun inside the cap as flat as I can get it, because, you know, I have a fuck ton of hair. You know, like so. And yes, that is a bell. You can hear it's in my hair. It's, where is it? I don't know. There it is. Yes. So you are hearing bells, don't worry. And then you get your cap. And the best thing is to sort of try and hold the end and your cap with one hand, while your other hand sort of smooshes it over the whole kit and caboodle. And it'll all fall down, because, you know, I'm demonstrating. That's fine. Just grab it all and tuck it all back up. Now, the reason I put all of my hair up is because dye works better on warm hair. Okay, which is why, you know, when you go and have your hair done, they stick you under those lamps at the hairdressers. So I stick the whole thing under, you know, squish it all so it stays on. Don't I just look sexy? I used to use a carrier bag. I've just bought this shower cap, so. And then lovely. I'm just gonna remove the gloves because I don't think there's any dye left on them. Oh, I went through. Oh well. Oh dear. Both thumbs went through. Yeah, I figured as much. I need like extra large gloves. So yeah, now that you've got your thing on, all your hair is tucked underneath the elasticy bit like so. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a towel off of my nice warm radiator and I'm going to turban my head, basically. Like so. And, you know, I'm going to sit like that for, well, anything up to an hour, really. We'll see. And then I'll rinse it out and let you know how I got on. Okay, I've been sat here for about 45 minutes, I think, all told, with this on my head. Yeah, I'm ready to rinse it out now. So it is just a simple procedure. Rinse it out. I start off with warm water and then I move over to colder water because that helps close the cuticles, stop your hair being quite so frizzy. while I am at it, I'm going to give my locks a little bit of a condition. I've got this argan oil conditioner. Now, most people who have locks will tell you, don't put great conditioner in your locks. I'm not getting into that discussion. If you wish to use conditioner in your locks, use conditioner in your locks. My hair is very, very dry, especially because, you know, I treat it. So I will be using some cream conditioner in my locks, and I'm hoping it will help. It might not. So I have a bath full of the Avengers. So I'm going to scoop all them out, and then me and my hair are about to get very, very wet. My 7-year-old, well, nearly 7, likes to chuckle his crap in the bath with him. And because they are just plastic, it's not, you know, a huge issue. Now, if you have locks, one things I would say you do need is a shower head, okay? It's virtually impossible to get all the crap out of your hair just using a cup, okay? So get yourself a shower head fitted onto your taps. That's what I did. I had this done when lockdown started purely so that I could wash my hair and bath my dog. That was the other reason, because all the groomers closed. So, yeah. So I'm going to get that running and warmed up because it's fucking cold. In the bath while I'm at it. Nice and warm. So the towel is dry, so I will use this again. It's a microfiber towel and it is well worth the money. Okie dokie, let's get this off my head. Oh, I'm going to keep this specifically for dyeing my hair. Okay, so I'm not too worried about the fact that it might have dye in it. Looks like I've got loads of hair like that. Okay, that's getting nice and hot, so let's leave it cold. This is why I wait, because you'll be in the middle of rinsing your hair and all of a sudden your scalp's on fire. You've got scald marks. Okay, once you're happy with the temperature, go for it and rinse as well as you can. And the rinsing in the process is going to make the rest of my locks wet. It's this that I want to condition, not my scalp. It's the length that I want to condition, which is why I'm doing this all in one. So I would normally do this on a Saturday because I do like a self-care Saturday, but I'm dyeing my hair today and I don't really want to get it wet twice in 1 week. So yeah. I can never remember whether you're supposed to massage it and create a lather before rinsing it all out. So I kind of do it all in one. You know, I can never remember. Woo! That went down my back. I mean, obviously this is a lot easier to do if you have a stand-up shower, you know, a walk-in shower. I don't. I have a bathtub, so I have to kind of make do. But I use the shower head and I get right in amongst all of my locks. And move your hair while you're rinsing it, because that will help the dye flow as well. You give it a nice rub, give it a massage, or good scratch. Oh yeah. Make sure you rinse the nape of your neck. Loads of people miss that. I hope you can hear me over all this running water. Now, I'm going to get the rest of my hair wet, if it isn't already, to apply the conditioner. And then the intense rinsing starts majorly after that. I've got a lot of the dye out. Not all of it. The water's almost running clear. Looks like extremely weak tea now instead of extremely weak coffee. we're going to do now is squeeze some of the water out. My dreads dry really super duper quick, so I'm not going to squeeze like too much out. I'm going to get this argan oil conditioner, get a good amount going. Oops. And basically, I'm going to spend the next few minutes coating my locks in this goo. I've used argan oil before and it's lovely stuff. But dreads are by their nature quite dry, especially if when you had brushable hair you were used to using conditioners, because conditioners help replace all the moisture, but you don't use conditioners when you have dreaded hair, you see, or locked hair. And this is something that a lot of people don't realise. If you find that your neck's getting heavy, have a little rest. After all, what's the rush? If you've got a hot date, you shouldn't be doing your hair an hour before, should you? I find I rest my head a lot because the weight is pulling on my neck. It is chronic. Some people will tell you, don't put conditioner in dreadlocks. If your hair is mature, then it's not as bad. If you have very young locks, then no, I wouldn't recommend it. Not a cream conditioner because it ends up inside. See, I am just coating it in an effort to try and give mine a little bit more in the way of moisture. Because they are very dry. And it's the dryness that causes all the loose frizz, okay? It squirts out a minuscule amount at a time. And now I'm just going to rest for a few minutes. This says to leave it in for about 3 to 5 minutes. So that's what I'm going to do. There's my shorty. That's how long my hair is, okay? Anything beyond that is probably an extension. So yeah, I'm just going to wait here. Allow this stuff to do its magic before I rinse it out. So why do I use argan oil? Or why am I using this conditioner? This is an 888 argan oil conditioner known to hydrate plus give hair a natural boost. It's got vitamin E, so I'm straining to it because I haven't got my glasses on. Essential fatty acids plus antioxidants. Known to increase the hair's elasticity and give it a natural boost, leaving it hydrated, soft and silky. Recommended to be used with the 888 shampoo, which I didn't get. I only got the conditioner. Now, yeah, dreadheads will tell you, don't use cream conditioner, because it could end up inside your locks, and yes, it could. But then I rinse for an insane amount of time. Okay, I will rinse for ages to make sure that I've got all this crap out of my hair. The other thing you can do to make sure that you've got it all out is to do a deep clean on a regular basis. I don't do deep cleans, okay? And there are a few reasons for this. On the occasions where I have cut my hair, I've then dissected a lock, right? So I've maybe cut a lock off and then I've cut it lengthways and looked inside. And I've never had lint, I've never had any gunk or crap or anything inside my locks. So I don't tend to do that. Also, the methods to deep clean your hair strip your hair of all the oils and conditioners and natural oil that you will have in your hair that you've built up over time. Now, I do brush my locks. I use a soft ball bristle brush. And what I do with that is every morning I go from my scalp down to the end of my locks. I don't always do it. when I remember, or if I'm not late, because this helps distribute your scalp's natural oils, okay, which is the best conditioner in the world for your hair. It really is. Now, another reason I am conditioning this is because a lot of this hair isn't mine. It is human hair, but I purchased it, you know, and although it's nice and soft, it's not brilliant. You know, well, it is brilliant. It's good hair. It's good quality hair. I paid a lot of money for it, but it's not my hair. So, you know, my body is still adjusting to looking after it, and it just needs that little bit of extra help, you know. Another thing I will do is I spray my hair with the essential oils every day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day if I remember to do so or am at home, because again, that is a non-harsh, it's not gunky, it won't stick inside your locks, you know. And you want to do a spray that is mostly distilled water with some rose water, some aloe vera juice, and then essential oils of your choice. Some good ones to use are tea tree, peppermint, rosemary and cedarwood. They all combat mold. Mold is something that people with locked hair have to be very, very careful of, because it takes a long time for these suckers to dry, okay? And if you're not careful, you could end up with mold inside the locks. Now, those essential oils will help cut down on that, okay? And they help you smell fresh and clean. They are fresh smelling goods. I like to also add some orange essential oil or lemon essential oil because I believe the citrus is a clean smell. You know, other people prefer nag champa, patchouli, ylang ylang. These are all, you know, the earthy kind of smells. Other people like the flowery smell. You know, do whatever you like. Add whatever you like to it, you know. But the fact is that it's an essential oil, not like a fragrance oil. It's an essential oil that you want to be adding to it. I also add a bit of fractionated coconut oil to my sprays, because then that is adding oil to my hair and is hopefully, you know, restoring the balance. Right, I've been sat for about 4 minutes, so, you know, we're gonna rinse now. Now, a helpful hint, if you've got a lot of hair like mine, one way that you can help is that the majority of bathtubs have a sloping back, yeah? So they're not upright like that, are they? They're at an angle like that. What I do is I rest my head on the back of the bath and allow my hair to flow down, which then allows me to move the shower head backwards and forwards so that I am evenly rinsing out my hair, yeah? So I'm gonna start with warm again over my scalp just to help blast out a little bit more of that excess hair dye. I won't get it all, I never do, but, you know, get it as clean as I can. It will also help get out any of the excess conditioner that's, you know, hanging about, and then I'll start blasting it a little bit colder and a little bit colder and a little bit colder, and we'll go from there. So. But my hands feel great. That's just very, very little dye coming out. Which is great, that means I've done a good job. So I'm going to move to the back of the bath, spread my hair out, and then rinse. So I'm going to turn that on to cold now and turn it right up. And using cold water helps close cuticles on your hair. Rinsed to within an inch of your life. How do you know that you've got all the soap out? Well, one method is squeeze it. You know, and you should see as the water comes out that it's clean. If you see any soap in it, anything shiny, you know, because soap shines in the light. If you see anything that looks, you know, remotely soap-like, rinse again, okay? Another way is to pat it. You can hear soap in your hair. Okay, but I'm pretty sure I've got all that out. That was a good old rinse. And then grab your good old microfiber towel that's been patiently waiting on the floor and wrap. Now, as you can see, my towel isn't long enough for my hair. So what I tend to do is, you got like excess bits because of the way you wrapped it, is I make a pocket of towel for my hair and I fold it up like that. Make sure all the hair is tucked inside, like so. And then I'll get a hairband and wrap that around that bit just to hold all that hair inside. And then it doesn't drip down your neck. Okay, so I'm gonna go and do that now. Okay, we're in my bedroom. So I've got a massive hairband. I can't find a smaller one. And you literally just wrap that around the base and it helps keep that bit folded up and stops it from dripping down your neck. Okay, so you're gonna do that and then fling it over your head like so. And then that bit is all folded up and it won't drip. And you can also adjust it to make sure that everything is covered. Now, keep this on until you feel like, shit, that is soaking wet and I really don't want to wear that anymore. And then put your second towel on. Yes, you should be having at least 2, maybe even 3 towels, okay? So that's pretty much it. I'm going to keep this on my head probably for about 15-20 minutes. Then I shall swap to my second towel, which is on the radiator. Getting all nice and warm. I've just dropped it. So yeah, leave it on the radiator, get all nice and warm. And I'll swap them over in a little bit. And then it'll be done. And it won't be completely dry because, you know, it's dreadlocks. They take fucking hours. But in a few hours, you should be nice and dry. And if you're lucky and not like me, you won't be completely fucking soaked in the process. So yeah, there you go. It is now 12:41, so that took about an hour and a half to dye it, rinse it, condition it, and all of that lot. I'm going to make up some of my spray, and I will spray that once I'm almost dry. Okay, what I use is like, this is a good, oh, I've not got an extra bottle of it. I've got here some Palmer's coconut spray, which is what I will spray on my hair to begin with. It will just help lock some oil in and all that. Okay, I'm starting to feel like damp around my neck and things like that. And the bottom of this is absolutely soaking. So what I'm going to do now is swap it out for my dry one, stick this one on the radiator so it can dry. And then I'll probably keep that on for about 20 odd minutes, which is now 1 p.m. So that'll take me up to about 2:30. And then I will allow it to drop down and hopefully not drip all down my back. Feels quite dry actually. So yeah, I'll just go and grab my other towel and stick this one on the radiator. Now, I always say microfiber towel because a microfiber towel actually like pulls the moisture from your head. You know, it'll pull all that excess moisture out of your hair, and they're just better for dreadlocks, really. Now, I'm hoping it's not going to drip too much. The thing is you think you've got it all dry, and then you take the towel off and then it all starts to drip down your head. This is lovely and warm. My neck's all wet and cold, so yeah, we're going to see how I go. I don't want it to get too dry before I spray it. Don't know, I feel nice and soft, I must admit. So yeah, I'm going to leave it like that and see if it drips much. And if it doesn't, then I'll just move straight on and spray it. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes. I've got a little bit of dripping going on, but not too much. So I'm going to release my hair. It feels really nice after that argan oil conditioner, which is what I wanted. I wanted that sort of nice, soft feeling again. My roots are dark, yay! I feel like me again. Now, what this is Palmer's coconut oil spray for stronger roots. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a going over, basically my length again, just to help lock in that moisture for a little bit, just to give it a bit of strength. And what the moisture will do, it will help cut down on these, the frizz. The frizz is real, people. you know, and everybody says, oh, you know, embrace the frizz. I don't want to embrace the fucking frizz, okay? I don't like frizz, so I'm not going to embrace it. So all I do is I fling it all over one way. I get me spray. It's in here simply because the bottle it comes in is a tiny little thing. You get oil all over your hands and you just can't do it. So I decant it into this, and then, come on, I will spray it into my hair there. Smooth it. You don't want a ton, otherwise you will end up with oily ass hair, and you do not want that, okay? And then I go around the other side. Ouch. That was my fingers sliding off of the handle. Alright, smooth it in, get it in. You know, if you want to separate the hair, make sure you've got all of it. But again, don't go too mad, yeah? Otherwise you will end up with oily hair, and then every time it touches your glasses, you end up with oil on your glasses, and it's just not nice. Then I just do a little bit up at the top of that, just to make sure it's all in there as well. And that's it. Alright, my ends are nice and saturated. Just adjust my bells to make sure they're not going to fall off. I might have to stitch that because it got caught and pulled, and the weight of the bells is pulling the thread off. But yeah, so now I will just leave that to soak in. Alright, and it'll make my ends nice and conditioned, and hopefully it won't drip down my back too much, because I've got to go and do the school run in about an hour and 20 minutes, and you don't want to go to the school run with wet hair in November in Britain, because it's cold and it might rain. So yeah, I'm gonna, hopefully that will dry, you know. Now I'm going to address a loctician on Instagram's post. I'm not going to name said loctician because, you know, she'll come back with, well, I'm a professional. Okay, so you are. But I've had dreads for 10 years, okay? And she said you should use a hairdryer. That you should not allow your hair to air dry if you have locks. I do not agree with that, because heat, even very, very low heat via a hood, heat damages your hair. I do not use a hairdryer. I don't use one in the winter. I don't use one in the summer. If I know that I want to wash my hair, I do what I've done today. I take a day out, a day where I am at home. Luckily, the school is like a 1.5-minute walk that way. I'm going to be out, you know, maximum of half an hour when I pick up my son. I make a point that in the summer I will go and sit in the garden to dry my hair off. In the winter I am indoors. My hair will be dry by the time I go to bed tonight. Never, ever, 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 ever go to bed with wet hair. Okay, you don't want to be going to bed with wet hair, because that is when mold and all that starts. I don't use a hairdryer because what I'm going to do now is move. See, that's one of my scents and it slipped, so I'm just going to move it all up a bit later. Yeah, I don't use a hairdryer because the heat damages the hair, and I am trying to protect my hair and make it the best condition I possibly can, hence the oil, the conditioner and all of that lot. So I am going to come back once this is all dry, and maybe when I've got a bit of face on and I look, you know, a bit more human. All right, so I'll see you in a bit. Bye. Okay, so the roots are all done, and today my new accent set from well, not today, but Friday, I think it was Friday or Saturday, my new accent set from Hair Rhapsody arrived. I've got blue to match my nails. So you can see, you should be able to see your sectioning quite nicely, even with your roots dyed, even with accent sets in. You should still have very neat sections. You can see this one, this has got a lovely part around it. You may be a little bit paranoid about that, but it's supposed to look like that, okay? If you if you have Caucasian hair, okay, you will have neat sections like that. If you're looking at people with type 4 hair, i.e. coloured people, and you're like, well, they've got, you know, quite a build-up. They have afro hair. Their hair is very, very different from your straight white hair, okay? They dread their hair. They lock their hair in a totally different process to how we do it. Okay, they twist it. I love how they do it, and I really wish I could do my hair that way because it looks so much easier than sitting here with a fucking crochet hook for hours on end. I have also maintained my hair all the way down to make it slightly less fluffy after it's washed, because it was really like whew, and had a heck of a halo on it. But I love the new set. I've got a pink set as well, well, a pinky purpley set as well, which I received quite a while ago. I've worn this set a couple of times, but I may mix it up one day and add them all in. That'd be like 20 extra hairs on my head. So, yeah. To go with the like 40 odd that I've already got that are natural coloured, you know. So, yeah, I really, really like these. These aren't something I would wear permanently like I do with my others, because of the way that they were made, okay? My other set have been crocheted and are, you know, the way they've been made, this one, for example, it looks like a dread, yeah. So I leave that in all the time. These are made a lot looser, yeah. They're a lot differently made. They would not stand up to being washed and treated the way that I treat my dreads, basically. And not only that, but I wouldn't be able to get all this in my sleep on it. It just wouldn't happen. There's no way on earth it would happen. I may have to make a new sleep sock because I'm finding my one a bit tight. But yeah, that's beside the point. So, as you can see, all of the grey bits are gone. And it just looks more natural, looks more healthy. I did notice the other day when I was doing a video, I missed just here. I've got a little light bit on either side, which is cool. And you can see there I need to do a little bit of maintenance because it's a bit halo-y. A little bit loose hair. Just fine, you know, that's fine. I mean, if you don't like the whole really strong parted look, you know, the overly maintained look, you could try letting your hair get a little bit messy, yeah. So instead of it being so tightly divided at your parts, it's like this, and these wispy bits help cover it up a little bit. Some people like to leave some loose hair on top to help cover this bit. They don't like the flat look. I love it when I've got loads and loads of extensions in, and by that I mean accent sets like this. All of my synthetic hairs are what I consider accent sets, as in they are removable, yeah. My length is extensions, so you know, it's just terminology, it's semantics, isn't it? So yeah, but I love the look. It just, yeah, it just makes me feel really, really good. So there you go. I hope you found this video on dyeing hair and, you know, all that helpful. And I kind of deviated a little bit, but I've only just put this accent set in and I was quite excited. So yes, yeah, I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions or comments or feedback or anything you want to, you know, you want me to sort of address, please do leave it down in the comments, and I could always do another video answering any questions. If you have any questions about dreadlocks at all, please also do leave those down below, because I'm thinking of doing like a frequently asked questions or a Q&A about dreadlocks as well. So yeah, stick those all down below. If you don't want to ask your question publicly, because you know, some people don't, do they? Or you sort of think, oh god, that's a stupid question. No question is stupid if you don't know the answer, okay? But if you want to ask your question privately, by all means shoot me a PM on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any of those. You can find my link tree down below. If you start your question with the word YouTube, I will know that that's why you've come to me, and that you're not like spam or anything like that. Okay, have a fantastic rest of your day. Don't forget, click the icon and subscribe and click the bell for notifications and all of that rubbish. And a thumbs up would really, 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 really be appreciated. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy, guys. Bye.